All right, nerds, we're gonna do another spooky tier list because it's pretty close to Halloween, and we'll just be ranking the overall vibe of like just general Halloween monsters. You know, nothing too crazy, but yeah, let's get into it. Aliens, believe it or not, I'm gonna put them in C tier. Don't get me wrong, I like aliens a lot. I think they're really cool. Definitely real. Universe is crazy. But for Halloween, I feel there's just like a different kind of vibe. And they kind of, I don't know. I feel like aliens, they just don't fit the Halloween feel. Like, I think the costumes and stuff are cool, but like, they're a little too sci fi. Um, it's like, it's a sci fi scary thing, but it's not really like a spooky scary thing. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, we'll put them at C just because I don't know. It's they're just too technological most of the time, and that kind of uh, it doesn't vibe with the creepy atmosphere, in my opinion, which is always right. So we'll put them at C tier. Um, Giant monstrous plants, low key, are bangers. All right. Always, I like nature a lot, and then I like spooky things a lot, and I'm always a fan of like when you combine them and you create like this haunted forest kind of vibe. I don't know. I think it always is really cool. Like Poison Ivy was always my favorite Batman villain. Um, I don't know. Nature, it just always hits a sweet spot for me, you know. But and I know you can argue that it doesn't fit the vibe as like the spookiness, but you know, like I can see both sides of that because like if you throw like a haunted forest theme kind of thing, or you know, think of all these horror movies. How many times are they just walking alone in the woods? And yeah, like a slasher, somebody shows up, but what if it was just the actual plants? You know, that's even creepier. Um, so yeah, we'll put him at A tier. Frankenstein's monster. We'll put him at B tier because in every movie that he's in, he usually ends up being just a misunderstood guy. You know, he didn't get asked to be made together. People always call him Frankenstein, but he's actually Frankenstein's monster. You know, all this stuff, but he's just a big goof. He reminds me of Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie, honestly, most of the time, but he's not really creepy. Um, yeah, he's just a guy that probably wants to not be alive. So we'll put him at B tier. Gargoyles, they're cool, especially that show growing up. But I've never gotten into them. I don't got anything against them. It's just they're just kind of all right. They exist. I know they're on like a lot of churches and stuff in real life. I'm not too familiar with the origins and stuff, but like they just don't come up enough for me to really be like, hey man, gargoyles. That's creepy. But I think they look cool. It's just I don't know. Now, if we're talking strictly gargoyles, they'll stay in B tier. But if we're talking about just statues in general, that like um, you blink and they move, or like their eyes shift to follow you, stuff like that, that would actually go into A tier. But because I'm just gonna assume it's just gargoyles. We'll keep them at B tier. Um, Ghosts, that's an S tier. Um, Easily, like it fits the vibe. Um, you know, like it's just Halloween. Everybody, you can make them scary or you can make them cute. I actually got a bunch of Halloween decorations up inside my house. I got a little squishy guy. That's a ghost, and he's super cute, but super versatile. Definitely one of the top five things that comes to mind when you think of Halloween. Oh, ghosts. You know, they got so many shows about ghost hunters. You know, talk to them with the Ouija board. You know, it's crazy. They're just the movement. They're the moment. You know, they're great. Um, Fish monster, creature from the Black Lagoon, whatever. Same thing as aliens. It would be horrifying to run into it, but when I think of Halloween, this isn't something that really comes to mind. It's like, it's more like a monster creature, kind of like Bigfoot or a Yeti. And I know those would be scary to run into in real life, but it's not like creepy. It's just, your primal instincts kick in and it goes right into fight or flight. It's not, there's no like aura of mystery or whatever. Maybe like, why is he there? But other than that, he's just like a bear or like a shark in the ocean or something. He's just living life and eating his prey. It's not really creepy. Doesn't fit with like the vibe of these guys. All right. You know what I said about the plants? Well, the trees are even better. Love, I'm just going to call them nightmare trees. Super cool. I actually had a book growing up that was a little bit more child-friendly than Spooky Scaries to Tell in the Dark, but it had like a picture of a haunted tree on it, and that just always stuck with me. Just like a haunted forest vibe always gets me. Like, imagine the branches just come out and grab you and there's nothing you can do because, you only got 2 arms and 2 legs, most of us. But this guy, he's got plenty of branches, like he eats you with the trunk. I don't know. It's just always a super cool concept. If you combine these, they go up here. But like I said, I'm super biased. Always a fan of nature. And when you make it creepy, it's even great. It's even better. A jack-o'-lantern, that goes into voodoo tier, especially if you think about them coming to life. It's like the ultimate Halloween symbol. I've actually got a jack-o'-lantern tattoo, and it's pretty dope. Think of all, like, Michael Myers has used jack-o'-lanterns in his kill. Sam from Trick or Treat has the flaming pumpkins. It's just like, it's the ultimate Halloween symbol. So that it can't go any lower. Mad scientists, kind of trash. They're just annoying nerds that didn't make it, so they became these outcasts and just want to ruin everybody's day. They're just kind of stupid. Yeah, never been a fan. They're always, no matter what media, they're just always annoying. Mummy, C tier. They only work if you're in the pyramids and stuff like that, like in the desert. Other than that, I don't know. I feel like they would be the easiest monster to get rid of. They don't just, to me, they don't fit the creepy vibe enough. You just throw a candle on them and you win. But I don't know. Maybe there's some hidden mummy knowledge I don't know about, just in case. But not a fan. Scarecrow. Actually gonna put into S tier. Anybody that has read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark knows Harold. But the Scarecrows, they hit fall and they hit creepiness. Like you can make them super cute like this, or you can make them like super creepy. Either way, they always work out good, in my opinion. But I don't know. It's just something about how simple it is, and it hits the uncanny valley. And it's like, you put them in to keep the birds and crows away and stuff. But then humans became creeped out by their own invention. It's kind of funny when you think about it. So they're going to stay in S tier. Skeletons, that's got to be voodoo tier. They're spooky and they're scary. And the scariest story of all is that we all have a skeleton inside of us. Vampires. Whoops. Sorry about that. Vampires. They'll go into A tier. I think they're a bit overplayed now, but I grew up watching Buffy. I think it's cool that there's like a lot of different interpretations of the vampire, but I don't know. It's like they can be really good. They're hit or miss for me, but I would say overall their vibe is definitely creepy enough. Like turning into bats and stuff. That's pretty creepy. Just realized, I'm surprised there's not bats or like crows or ravens or anything on here, but they want to come suck your blood. Oh, but like, you know, if the wild animal killed you, that's kind of what they would do too, except they would eat your meat. So they'll go in A tier. Werewolf, we'll put right in B tier. So there's always that debate of vampires versus werewolves. You see where I stand. I like vampires a little bit more. Werewolves can be spooky, but they just fall in line more with like the Yeti and Sasquatch and stuff like that for me. Especially since they just turn into a regular human whenever it's not a full moon. So if you figure out who it is, you can just avoid them while they're in their werewolf form, and then when they're human, you can just take them out. Or you could just use silver bullets, you know. Not crazy, but they hit the Halloween vibe more than these two, I would say. Definitely more than these guys, but yeah. I mean, if you could control your werewolf form, that'd be pretty cool. Witches, that's going to go into S tier. Definitely Halloween. They're the reason purple can be used as a Halloween color. You think of all these Halloween foods, and, like recipes and stuff, and like, you know, you got witch's brew, you got witch's fingers, all this stuff. You know, riding around on the broomsticks with the black cat, all that stuff. I don't know. They definitely bring the Halloween vibe. Yeah, I don't got much to say. They never really scared me, but they definitely belong. And then zombies, we'll put in A tier. They're definitely on the Halloween vibe, but I think everybody just has at least one or two daydreams about a zombie apocalypse and just going out and killing zombies just for the fun. You know, like, they're not scary unless they're the fast ones, because then we'd all die, let's be real. But like the slow ones, like from The Walking Dead and Plants vs. Zombies and all that stuff like that, it'd be fun to just, you know, see how many you could take down before they got you. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good list. Like I said, it's more ranking like the vibe more than how much I actually like the monsters, but I do like right here, I'd say that's a good core. Yeah, so hope you all have a happy Halloween.